Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to see you. Whoa, our volume is way up. Hey, are you? Hey, Julie, how are you? Good to have you. Sean. Hey, DJ. Who was? Hey, we're in the wrong list. DJ, how are you? Danny Mitchell. Sean says no comment. I don't know why. Maybe he doesn't want to talk tonight. Are you setting a protest of example? Okay. Who else do we have? Andrew Says is here. Hey, Andrew Says, how are you? Who else? Marilyn Landis. Marilyn Landis. How are you, my friend? Lynn D's here. Show runs late. Angela's here. Hey, Angela. Laura T. Laura T, my friend Laura T's here. I hate mornings. Good to see you. Yes, hi, Doc. Go to Julie. She'll cure all your symptoms of something. Whatever you have, she'll fix it. I'm just joking. She probably won't. Hope, Julie, are you back to line dancing now? Let us know. Are you back on the stage? Are you line dancing in groups of 25? Let us know. Maria, how are you? Good to have you. Guys, hold on. I have to fix. It's been a crazy morning here. I'll tell you in a second, but I have to fix something. Hold on. All right, there we go. Let's get into the first thing today. We've got an update. We've got an update in the Acura. We were talking about last night, that green Acura, the one who jumped out and carjacked that lady. There was an update today about 6 hours ago from Sheriff Dennis Lemmer, and they've got a suspect in custody. Oh no, sorry, wanted. He's not in custody, he's wanted. But they know who he is. His name is Giovanni Joel Crespo Hernandez. So we're going to learn more about this guy and his interesting haircut in a second. Apparently drugs are involved. Put your hand up if you guessed drugs may be involved. Put your hands up in the chat. How many people thought drugs might be involved in this particular case with the carjacking yesterday? All right, let's see. Hey guys, how are you? Hey, I'm here, I promise. I'm here. Sorry, I had to fix the camera. The cats knocked the camera off again. How are you? How are you? John Banner. I don't know who John Banner is. All right. I watched this. As you can see, I watched all this before. I'm going to put this on. We're going to watch a little bit of it. We're not going to watch all of it. I'll go through the rest of it with you. I'll let you. It's about 5 minutes. It's the first bit. He explains what the update is. The rest is like questions and him answering media stuff. We won't go into that. I don't want to keep you here for 25 minutes while I just sit here and go, yeah, it's an interesting video. I'll just sit here. I might do some, shadow puppets or something. We'll just listen to about 5 minutes. Yeah, hi, everyone. Hi. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, thank you so much for being here. This will be the third update that we're providing on the Catherine Aguas Vivas murder case, kidnapping case. And, what's incredibly important is that we continue to advise the public as timely as we can as this case evolves. Over the past week, many of the experts that the news channels have brought in to talk about complicated and sophisticated cases like this have been absolutely correct. Over the past week, our detectives have been working with our judiciary, subpoenaing records from phones, other pieces of evidence, video evidence from crime scenes, and we're still waiting for a lot of that information to come back. We knew that initially Catherine had been traveling north from Homestead. I think the initial report that we had relayed to you that her husband, Miguel, had provided information to our detectives initially that she was coming up to visit family members. We said at the time we did not know of any family members that were located in the area. We've since located at least 2 family members, but neither one of them were expecting a visit from Catherine at the time. When she was on her way traveling up here, probably around 4 p.m. in the afternoon, when she was probably in the area of downtown Orlando on I-4, there was likely a communication, a phone call that occurred through a FaceTime communication. We had reported that the husband, Miguel, had provided his phone and was cooperative, but we thought that there was a lot of details that he was leaving out, is what I said at the last news conference. Her brother, Lewis, has also been providing information and also gave his telephone up voluntarily for forensic examination, and actually was conducting, by his words, his own independent investigation. He did not contact law enforcement to do that, but he reached out from a computer that was connected to an iPhone through an iCloud account and found a contact that looked like it was the last person that Catherine had spoken with. And then, by his report, he called that person and he said he did not know who that person was. He screenshotted an image of the person that he called. We have later identified that person. I'm going to call him Giovanni for now. There's going to be a lot of names here, but I'm going to call him Giovanni. We'll release his full name at the conclusion of this press conference. He takes a still photo, does not know who the person is, and sends it to our detectives. The forensic examination of his phone shows a greater picture of not only the person that he sent us the photograph of, but he was actually in FaceTime. So it's a FaceTime photograph of Lewis talking with this person who we now know to be Giovanni. We identified Giovanni by taking the photograph that is contained in the image that is released, running it through a database called Faces that's run in Pinellas County by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, and it matches with 98.6% a 2019 arrest in Orange County, a booking image that identifies the person as Giovanni. Giovanni and his girlfriend, will use her last name for this, as Soto. They reside in Castleberry. As detectives are awaiting a lot of the investigative reports to come back on the phone tolls, photographs, 417 cameras, all of these things, we ultimately, through surveillance, established probable cause to conduct a search warrant of the home in Castleberry where Giovanni and his girlfriend Soto live. We conduct the search warrant after Giovanni and Soto leave the residence. We go inside and ultimately find fentanyl, a gun, the gun not a 10 millimeter, and likely not related to this particular crime. And ultimately, Giovanni is facing charges for that. While we're conducting the search warrant, we get contacted by our federal partners at HSI that Soto, the girlfriend of Giovanni, and an occupant of the house in Castleberry that we're executing a search warrant on, takes and accepts delivery of 3 kilos of cocaine after it was mailed in through the mail. United States Postal Service intercepted that. A delivery was made in Osceola County, where Soto collects that delivery. She is arrested, facing federal charges, and currently incarcerated in Osceola County under a federal hold looking at that.
Hey guys, so I'll just stop it there for a second. Marlon Clausen says she's confused. If you missed the show yesterday, we talked about this, and I can give you. All right. Whoa, let's all go back for just a little second. All right. Yeah, the other day there was a carjacking. The video came out. I'm going to show you the video very quickly. All right. So for people who haven't seen it, I will show you the carjacking. For people who missed the late show yesterday, that's all right. There was. Let me see if I can grab the photo for you.
Tonight, a new clue in the puzzling case of a woman who was carjacked at gunpoint, then killed. Her remains found in a charred SUV.
Detectives detailing the crucial piece of evidence linking this heinous crime to another senseless killing. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jawan Strader.
And I'm Trina Robinson. Sophia Hernandez.
All right. You saw that video just there. The guy with the gun, he hops out of that green Acura, walks down to the car in front of them, sticks that gun at the window and is like, open the car. And the lady in the car opens the car. That's that lady, Aqua Vivas. She opens the door. He gets in. They disappear. The car shows up not too far away on fire. and her body is inside dead. They recover her body from that vehicle. The press conference you're watching just a second ago is a continuation from that. Yeah, tow truck driver, that was 24 hours beforehand from this carjacking. There was a tow truck driver who was also killed in relation to this green Acura and the suspect. I mean, this case has more twists and turns than a Netflix documentary. There's also a relative of the woman you see in the car who was carjacked called a friend, a childhood friend that they knew, that was a deputy sheriff, called them, asked them for help because they got called from a detective that's working the homicide. They asked, "Hey, who the hell is this guy? Do you know him? Is he all right? Should we be speaking to him? What can you find out about him and get back to us?" I think it was a girl, actually, a lady police officer, and they actually used their connections through this other department, a completely different office. That person they knew called into the acting agency, lied about who they were, and started asking things like, "Hey, what's going on with the investigation? Can you give me an update?" All these different things. And the detective on the other end thought it was a bit suspicious. Thought it was a little suspicious that someone would lie about their name, and then they didn't get their title right. They kept changing their title. They kept saying, "Oh, I'm a deputy," and then he kept saying, They kept changing his title, and the guy thought that was a little weird. So there's a whole bunch of different things. So the update you're seeing now is based on, I'm pretty sure it's based on mostly this carjacking, but there's a whole heap more to it. If you didn't see it, I can go back through a little bit after the press conference, but you can also watch the videos from yesterday. We went through it for about 3 hours yesterday. James Avery says it looks like a kidnapping. Yes, they are pursuing kidnapping charges. I think it's more about what are the circumstances of why she was there, because they said she had told people she was there to visit family, but they questioned all her family that live in that area. None of them have said that they were expecting her. Like, they had no idea she was even close by. So there's something odd going on, and I think we're going to find out more as we get deeper into it. But I'm going to show you something else. Hold on. I guess I can give you a shortcut if you guys don't want to watch the rest of that. And actually, I'll put the link to this in the chat. You guys want to watch the rest of that press conference, you can. But we'll take the shortcut here. That's where the Seminole Sheriff, or the Seminole County Sheriff's Office video is. It has the 28-minute press conference. If you want to watch it, go there. I'm going to give you the cheats version. We're going to do the 5-minute update. So this is the update that came out today from WESH2, NBC. And it says 2 persons of interest identified in deadly Seminole County carjacking case. And I wonder if they have a photo. No, but that's okay. We'll watch this little video. Maybe this will give you some more background.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
Well, a person of interest is now in custody in the deadly carjacking case out of Seminole County tonight.
The sheriff provided that update during a lengthy news conference earlier today. WESH 2's Paula Tristan Aruda live at the Seminole County Sheriff's Office with what we know about that person and others also linked to this investigation.
Yeah, this is a very complex case. There are a lot of twists and turns and a lot to keep track of when it comes to this. But we have learned that 28-year-old Jordanish Torres Garcia, known as Jordan, was arrested, is in custody, and is being interviewed for his connection to this carjacking case. Now, Sheriff Lima says that he had an active felony warrant for weapons possession, and he was arrested in Orange County just after noon today. Now, to bring this back to some of the details around this case, last Thursday, 31-year-old Catherine Aguas Vivas was carjacked, kidnapped, and murdered. The carjacking was caught on camera, where a person from a green Acura was seen pointing a gun at Aguas Vivas and then getting into her vehicle. Now, we've learned the green Acura is extremely unique, and there was really only one of those cars in the area. The sheriff tells us that car was owned by a family who sold it or traded it at a dealership. It went to an auto auction that was marketed on Facebook Marketplace.
The site you see here, I've paused it. I just want to show you. This is where the car was found burnt out. The car that Aguas Vivas was in. This is where her car ended up, and it was just, torched. They torched it, and there was nothing really left. We saw some parts of it in another clip yesterday. They found like some sort of belt or something to do with the drivetrain, and then a couple of hubs or something. But this is where the location of the burnt out vehicle with her body in it was located, at this site here. I wanted to point that out for people who haven't been following.
That's when a person with a profile name of Jordan LaTroy, which we now know is Garcia, reached out and showed up to the dealership to buy the green Acura. The profile photo on that Facebook profile appears to have someone wearing the exact same clothes as the shooter involved in the carjacking.
Not very clever people. Not very clever. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to commit a crime, including possibly allegedly murder, with a giant gun. People are going to film me because it's so dramatic. And I'm going to wear the same clothes that I have on in my Facebook photo. Yes, that sounds like a plan. I'll never be caught. I'll get away with it forever. I'll become a legend. No, that's not like, what? Why would you do that? Seems like rage. Could be. There is some drugs involved in the background here too. I hear 100 bullets, they reckon, were fired. 100 shell casings they found when they found the tow truck driver. 100 shell casings. Also, they said the gun that he brandishes in this video with the carjacking. Sorry, James. I know it's more like a kidnapping and murder, but they're calling it a carjacking. It's a really odd round. They said it's a 10mm round. Very strange. They said that the cops said they don't often see 10mm weapons on the street. They have them in places like the military or the police, but they don't often see them in street crime. They said it's not common, and they said that's quite a strange caliber to be having on the street. They said they see a lot of like 308, 38 special, 45 caliber, that type of thing. But a 10mm, that they said that's such a strange caliber to be having, just walking around with. So that is something they were quite interested in. They also said that it makes it a lot easier for them to match any potential shell casings from other crime scenes, because it is a different, like a very strange and unique type of, round. It's being that it is that 10mm. All right, let's listen to the rest.
And the sheriff says his phone number also matched the number of the person who bought the green Acura.
So I don't know how strong you can emphasize a person of interest. He's not going to be released. He has federal charges that he's going to be held on, and this investigation will continue.
And the other person of interest they are still looking for is Giovanni Hernandez, who has been linked to Aguas Vivas from information Aguas Vivas' brother provided to investigators. Now, deputies still don't know who the other person in the green Acura is, but they are still working to learn that information, and they are working to get some info from documents and phone records and things like that. For now, we're live in Seminole County. Paul, know who Aguas Vivas.
Can we just look at this dude's hair? Who cut his hair? It's so uneven. It's not even a straight line. Did he do it himself with a bowl? Like, it's all wavy. Look, it's not even straight. I noticed this when I have a paranoia for my OCD doesn't like stuff like that, and it stuck out to me. There was a moment I saw this guy, I was like, his hairline's not straight. All right, there you go. There's your update. I think that was about it.
News app.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, there you go. They are getting movement in the case. They are finding some of the people involved. I don't think this is the last we're going to hear about it. And I think there's many more people that they're going to arrest, find, who knows. This is a case that's, I can't believe how many things happened in about a week. So it says here, Hernandez, the person you see in that photo, had an active warrant for fentanyl trafficking. When they did a search warrant on his home and he lived with his girlfriend, They found fentanyl and a gun, but they don't believe it's connected to the carjacking, not the same gun, not a 10mm. At the time of the search warrant being executed, Sorta accepted a delivery containing 3 kilos of cocaine and was arrested in Osceola County. I often like to accept my 3 kilos of cocaine and then be arrested as well. It's how I like to do it. Yeah, I find this funny. Deputies identified Hernandez by running the image of his face through a database called Faces, which matches the face of a 2019 arrest in Orange County. That's a very powerful piece of software that they have, that if they have sort of like an image they can work off, they can run it through all the databases in the like that cops have access to. And if it picks up a match, like a data point match in the like eyebrows and the chin and the nose and the cheekbone ridges and stuff, that they can try and narrow it down. That's really what a very clever piece of software. And it seems to have worked in this particular case. I think we're going to hear more about this in the coming days, but the police are working fast. We did an update last night. We worked through some of the older information, and then bang, today we had another press conference with people of interest and arrests made. So they just outed a witness? Maybe. Yeah, the officer's involvement is very odd. I don't understand that. And why would you risk your entire career to help out a childhood friend that you haven't talked to in 10, 15 years, allegedly? Like, I don't get that. I get, childhood friends have strong bonds or whatever, but why would you risk your entire policing career to call into another department to stick your nose into a case that you have no jurisdiction over and no involvement or access to, and then get your ass charged over it because you not only did that, but you recorded all the contact with that detective and then shared it. And then the cops were able to figure it out and knew that you video recorded it. I mean, what? It's odd. It's very strange. There's more here. I swear to God, we're going to find out more and more. There's some other stuff here. Angela Connolly says the brother gave them info and they mentioned it. Oh, yes, they said that relatives had helped out with information. They were running a secondary investigation. Yes, that's right. Sorry. Andrew says, y'all, Dante Porter just lost his 2.5 in NBA job for a 22K bet. Did it go against like the anti-gambling policy? Like you can't gamble on NBA games or something? There was a guy in the NFL who played for the Steelers who wasn't betting on Steelers games, but he was betting on, I think, NFL games through like a fake account. The NFL found out, they were able to backtrack it, and he got like a 2-year ban. Yeah, and he wasn't able to play for like 2 years. So don't bet on games if you're why would you do that? You already have so much money from playing and being a pro athlete. I don't understand why you'd throw your life away and your salary away for a couple of bets. I guess gambling addiction is very hard to stay away from, especially if you are in pro sports. Kathy Lynch says, I sent you a crazy animal story. Kathy Lynch, I read that story yesterday. It makes me so mad. I almost punched my screen. I'm not even kidding you. I almost punched my screen and broke it. It makes me so mad. I cannot believe someone could be this effing stupid. I'm not kidding. All right, fine. Let's have a break from murder for 1 second. I'm going to show you something. Get ready to be mad, like white hot mad. Okay, everyone, brace yourselves. What you're seeing here is a group of people taking baby cubs, bear cubs, from a tree. And then this girl is holding the bear cub, right? And it actually ends up like making a noise. It ends up like growling at her or trying to bite her, and she drops it. You can see, look, she's even jumping with it. Watch this. It ends up, you guys can't hear it, but it'll end up like growling or shrieking at her, sort of like, hey, let me go. And it happens, she turns around and goes to this other girl in the white jumper, and that's when it happens. And They're trying to get the other one down out of the tree already. So there's two. There's one the girl has and one in the tree. So here, it happens just about here. See, she's holding it for a photo, and then she goes to talk to this girl in the white jumper, and then something happens, and she drops the bear cub. There you go. And it's trying to get back over the fence, but it's too little. It can't do it. It's too tiny. It can't get back to its friend. See? I have an update on this. If I can find it, I will get it to you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find... I had an update on this yesterday. Where's my history? There was a Facebook post by the local wildlife people. I will get it to you if I can. It was a Facebook post. Hold on. Here. I was able to go back through my history. Okay. So they actually caught the little baby cub. He did not make it back to its mother or its sibling. They found it in a retention pond later on. It was wet, tired, lethargic, and not very well. It also had a busted paw. They think maybe when that girl dropped it, it either broke its paw, or when it was trying to jump over the fence, it broke its paw. So the poor thing is quite injured. It's now gone into care, and then it'll probably never be with its brother and its mum ever again. It'll probably have to stay in care for a long period of time. They will try and introduce it back to its native area, but there's no guarantee it'll ever find its family ever again. So because of the selfishness of those people, that little cub never gets to grow up with its family. And I think that's the height of human stupidity and selfishness. Like, you just interrupted nature's course for your own Instagram photo. I've never heard of something so ridiculous in my life, ever. Yeah, it happened in North Carolina. Sorry, I didn't give any background. But yeah, that was from the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. They said, in response to the incident in which a group of people videotaped pulling two very young cubs out of a tree in Asheville at an Asheville apartment complex, the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission reminds the public to never approach or handle bear cubs. And they said they captured one cub and noted it was in poor condition. The cub appeared to be lethargic and frightened. It looked like it had been favoring one of its front paws and was wet and shivering. The cub is now with a cared licensed rehabilitator, and hopefully they'll be able to put it back into the wild later this year. But it doesn't mean it ever gets to go home to its family. Once they've been with humans a lot, especially if they've been with a carer, they smell like human, and there's a very almost zero possibility that it'll ever be accepted by its family ever again. It'll have to learn how to live on its own. Yeah, they get really funny about that. I know it can be done. I have seen it, but you got to be really. That's why they have these carers with licenses. Maybe they can do it, but I know that it's a very small percent that actually gets redone like that. JS the Cat, hey, good to have you on a Saturday here in Australia. JS the Cat said the kidnapping case is a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, and who would have thought drugs were involved? Not me. I never would have thought drugs were involved. Okay, that was a bit sarcastic, sorry. Bambi says, has a crazy story hit the news here about an hour ago? Marlon Clausen said, these are the same type of people that stand by buffaloes and moose. Yeah, there's a time of year when moose you're not allowed to go near like moose at the national parks, because they'll kill you, and they'll literally like run up to you and trample you or whatever. They are very dangerous, and they're big, and people walk up to them and like put their arm on them, and they're like, hey, take a selfie with me, Mr. Moose. Very silly. Yeah, I would like to see a stronger deterrent for the community. Some sort of like, education, like they have to take like a 2-weekend course with the NC Wildlife Association, make them come in for Saturday and Sunday for 2 weeks in a row, make them give up part of their summer break or something, and have to come in and learn about why we don't touch wildlife. And then they have to advocate for that on social media or something like that. That would be, I think, a good result for the younger people. For the adults in that picture, they need to be fined up the wazoo. Bear wrestling? No bear wrestling. Ping, look up Tasha Taylor here in Houston. All right, my friend, I'll have a look. Pay for the keep of the cub. Well, that could come from the fines. Tasha Taylor. Tasha Taylor, is that the name you gave me? Hold on. Oh, Tasha and Taylor Troy. Tasha and Taylor Troy. Hmm. Are you sure that's the right name? I'll just look up what's the Houston News. It's H2Go or whatever. Houston News. I'll find it. Houston News. Click to Houston. Yeah. Found it. All I had to do was just look up the click to Houston or KPRC too. I knew it would be on there. Couple accused of creating secret videos of young girls in dressing room at the Woodlands Mall, Hurricane Harbor. Investigators believe Taylor and Tasha Roy were selling the videos. What? For money? This is ridiculous. Montgomery County. All right, let's listen. No, that's not it. A Montgomery County security guard and tennis coach, along with his wife, have been arrested and accused of secretly recording videos of young girls that investigators believe they were selling. Taylor Kyle Roy worked as a security guard with the Woodlands Mall. Investigators discovered that Roy had recordings of young girls in Forever 21 dressing rooms and upskirt shots of girls at Bath and Body Works at the mall. They were using a camera, smartwatch, and handheld hidden devices. Other recordings depict girls' genital areas in public places like Six Flags Hurricane Harbor and parks in the Montgomery County area. Upon being questioned by detectives, his wife Tasha Roy admitting to help create the videos. So it's like a date night type thing for them. Okay. I mean, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. You want to do that with like a consenting couple or something like that? You guys want to play make believe and, oh, look, I'm voyeurism or whatever. Man, all power to you. You want to do it to innocent victims or even children? Man, you can get the hell out and go to jail. There's a difference between consenting people and doing it to children and unconsenting people. There's a massive difference, and this is disgusting. Investigators with the Precinct 3 Constable's Office said they found several videos of girls and teens inside the couple's home when they executed a search warrant early Thursday morning. A neighbor said loud banging, it sounded like gunfire. That's an awful description when you don't have any context. The entire street was covered in Montgomery County constables and a bunch of unmarked vehicles. The Roys, both aged 30, are charged with felony invasive visual recording. A video believed to contain child pornography was uploaded to the internet, and on April 4, the constable's office got a tip. Investigators traced that to an IP address, gathered more information connected to the address, and then subpoenaed Yahoo and Gmail accounts connected to the couple. Okay. This is where Professor Ping can give you some background information, because I know about this. The first step of this is the IP address, right? So in networking, an IP address, while helpful, cannot actually identify anyone as such. That's why here they say they got an IP address and then gathered more information connected to the address. Then they subpoenaed Yahoo and Gmail accounts because you need corroborating information that sort of backs up your other information, because you can't just go, oh, I have an IP address and I say that is Mr. Smith. It doesn't work like that, because an IP address it can be It can be falsified. It can be what we call spoofed. You can spoof an IP address. So I can use your IP address. I can make my IP address look like your IP address, and I can go upload child pornography all day long. So there's issues with that in related to IP addressing, and it's not a secure way to identify people. That's why you need to build your background on it. So one day I'll show you how that works and why we don't use IP addresses as identifiers. Now they do in court cases, but that's why you have a lot of corroborating information that shows that yes, this person did own it. Look, here's a bank statement saying they owned this particular telephone account or whatever, because you need to have that corroborating information. And one day, like I said, I'll show you why we don't use it, and I'll show you why we try and use MAC address as well as a better identifier. So a MAC address will identify your device. The IP address is sort of, the way I explain it to people is, an IP address is sort of like, it's sort of like your telephone number, as where the MAC address is sort of like your street address. You can't really change your street address, right? Because you live there. It's your home. You own the home. You live there. It's never moving. It's a piece of land. An IP address can be moved. A telephone number can be moved. You can disconnect it. You can change it. You can get a new one, whatever. So it's always dynamic. You can change it, as where your MAC address is on that device forever. Now, that's not to say that is foolproof either. There are ways to spoof MAC addresses, but it's a lot harder because it's a lot of them now are hardware tied to the device, like through the circuit board. So, but there are some things, if you really wanted to get complex, there are some ways to muck with that too, but it's slightly more secure than just an IP address. Reviewing the videos led them to Taylor Roy, because they could see his face and that he was wearing a security uniform, and one of the videos contained a sign that identified its location to be the Woodlands. Very clever. We talk about clever criminals. These people are not it. It's believed at this time they were selling them. That's what they're investigating, to find out where and to who. Yes, find out who and get those people too. According to court records, the couple had advertisements for their screen name at the beginning and end of the explicit videos. A social media account connected to the screen name lists the bio, $5 per video or $20 for all 13. Ugh. The horrifying part is that these people look completely normal, living in a completely normal neighborhood in a quiet house. That has me worried. What else is going on, according to that neighbor? Detectives say in addition to his work as a security guard at the mall, Roy also works as a tennis coach around the Woodlands, and he works with children between ages of 8 and 17. Both were given a $30,000 bond, according to records. Allied Universal, the security company Roy works for, told KPRC2 in a statement that he is on administrative leave until they know more from the investigation. They will fire his butt as soon as he gets to court, probably. The reported behavior is wholly inconsistent with the values of Allied Universal and is not representative of our hundreds or thousands of dedicated security professionals who work to keep businesses and communities safe. They also say they're fully cooperating with law enforcement during the investigation. Sick people. Here's a photo of them. Let's get their faces out there. We don't hide sick people. We put them on the interwebs. There you go. People who help video and upskirt young girls. What the hell? I mean, I don't have anything else to say except for why. Moonshadow says, I hear she was a plus size influencer. The girl, the lady, so she was. Let me see if I can find that information. Let's see. Tasha Roy. Let's see, Tasha Roy. Plus size. You better love me, because now all I'm going to get is ads for Instagram plus size influencers and OnlyFans accounts of plus size ladies, which that's fine, but I mean, it's not my thing, but I'm going to get hundreds of ads now. See a lady called Olivia Roy. Tasha Roy. I found her Instagram. Tasha Roy following 0 followers. It's not a huge account. If someone has that link, email it to me. If you know her, like whatever her influencer link is or whatever influencer name is, because it doesn't come up under Tasha Roy. Tasha Roy here shows me as she's following over 1,000 accounts, but only has 0 followers. Unless they've got some sort of like branded account that I can't see, which could be true. Shh, Danny Mitchell. Peekaboo Cockatiel. Oh, that's really cool to know. Peekaboo, I said before, I hope you're feeling better. I really do. I heard you weren't feeling very well the other day. Peekaboo says, I know this is a late comment, but when I volunteered at the zoo, we had animal welfare and compassion classes that would be good for bear abusers. That is a good point, Peekaboo. Hey, Penguin. Oh, really? Huh, that's really interesting. Penguin says, did you see my note? No, we've been having problems with the comments for like the last week or so. I don't know what's going on. Let me explain something about how being a YouTube, streamer works. I do the shows, we all have fun for a couple of hours each night, right? Then I jump off the air and then I start getting emails, right? People comment on the video or whatever, and I get an email and it says, Angela Connolly left a comment under your video. Reply to her now. And I say, hey, great, I want to reply. I want to reply to Angela. And I do that. Lately, either I haven't been getting any of the emails from YouTube, or when I go and reply to someone, I leave a comment and then I come back later and the comment's gone. Not your comment, my comment. So I don't know what the hell is going on with YouTube right now, but the notification system is all messed up, and same with the comment system. So I'm sorry. If people think I'm ignoring them, I'm not. I literally reply to everyone I can. There is a few that get lost. A few of them end up in we have an administrative box where sometimes comments get held. So if you type and then you post and your comment's not there, it's because it gets held into the creator's sort of like a holding area, and we can either approve or deny it. It's done automatically. It's a YouTube thing. We don't have any control over it. So yeah, I don't know what's going on right now with YouTube. But sorry, Penguin, I didn't see that. But Penguin says if you spray a ram with Axe body spray, which in Australia is called Lynx body spray, it stops their rutting behavior and it masks the pheromones. That is really cool advice. I'd never heard that before. Yeah. Peekaboo Cockatiel says maybe use DuckDuckGo or something similar to block searches from being ad detractors. I have a few things in place that I won't comment on that I do to stop that sort of thing. Being a network tech for 20 years, I know a couple of ways to do that. But thank you. That is good advice. If people don't know about DuckDuckGo, Peekaboo Cockatiel has a great suggestion for you. You should look that up. Kathleen says, did you see in the news they are coming out with eyeglasses that can record what you're looking at? What, like they did 10 years ago with the Google glasses? They've had them for a long time. I'll show you. And Apple has a pair out now that do like augmented reality and things like that. See, do you not remember these? These came out like I don't know, 2012 or something like that. They were called Google Glass, or what year was it? February 2013. So yeah, over 10 years ago. So I'm not surprised if they have something similar. Danny Mitchell said a couple of channels have said the same. Yeah, we're having a bunch of issues, so I'm really sorry. Please don't think I'm ignoring you. I would never do that. People who email me would know. I get back to people like that. Like as soon as people email, I'm like, bang, here's a reply. Sometimes I can't reply to the next morning or whatever because it's nighttime here, but I do get back to people very quickly. I don't. Maria says, I don't know why everyone are not wearing them. Well, when those original ones came out, there was a huge controversy of invaded privacy that happened, and a lot of places started banning people who were wearing the glasses. You weren't allowed into the property, you weren't allowed into the store, you weren't allowed into the club or whatever. They started banning people if you were wearing them around. It was mostly around San Francisco, but it did happen in other places like LA, New York, things like that. So that's why people are not wearing them, because they don't want to get banned from different enterprises. My email is Sunday, no S, with ping@gmail.com. Sunday with ping@gmail.com. So you can email me. My email is always open to everyone. If you ever have a problem, I don't want you to sit there and stew on it and be like, oh man, that ping guy, he's such an asshole. He just does everything wrong. He never listens to me. And, he hates his viewers. I really wish he'd pay attention to what I'm saying. You can always get back to me, and I will fix whatever the issue is, if I can. I'm not saying I can do magic. I can't fix everything, but if it's related to the channel, I'll do my best. Like the other day, Sienna had noticed that I forgot to put her in the video. She noticed I forgot to put her in the video at the end of the show. She emailed me and I got it done for her within about 5 minutes. So, and then she's been in it ever since. So yeah, you guys, I love it. I love when people send me different ideas. Just know that I can't reply to every, like, if you like to send me stories, often people will send me like 5 or 6 a day. I can't reply to every single one because I literally have a full-time job replying to, just link ideas for the show. Just know I appreciate it, and I'll get back to like at least one of your emails per day and say, thank you for your suggestions, and I appreciate it. I find it interesting and stuff like that. Just know that I can't reply to every single email, because otherwise I'd be here literally just sitting here typing emails to people like, hey man, it's a great story. No, I can't. Do you guys want to know a funny little story from before? When we were watching the press conference and I said, oh, maybe I'll do some finger puppets or something, because I hate sitting here while watching a video and I'm just like, I look like a mannequin. I could just like do some finger puppets, or like, we could do some like sign language or something like that. I actually went looking for my juggling balls. So I was going to do some juggling for you here while we're watching the press conference, but I couldn't find them. I don't know what we did with them when we moved. I'm not sure what happened. They must have got packed away. Happy birthday, Duty Ron. Is it his birthday today? Happy birthday, Duty Ron. I appreciate it. Yeah, have a great birthday to that guy. He has a great channel. I'm just trying to read. Where's my... Hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky K. How are you, my friend? The Google Glasses were a fiasco. Yep. All right, let's keep going. I don't think anyone sent me that influencer email. No, they didn't. If you do, I'll pick it up later and we'll have a look. But no one sent it, so it must not be either a real thing or just a rumor. I can't see anything else about these people. Hold on. I'm going to do some research. You guys are going to look at a missing teen, okay? And then I'm going to do some research on these couple. So this is from they pronounce it in my Australian accent. I'd say Eau Claire, but I'm not sure if that's correct or it sounds odd because I say it in such a different way with the Aussie accent, but it's in pretty sure this is Iowa. Is it Des Moines, Iowa? Anyway, you guys will figure it out. Here, I was watching this earlier. Missing kid. They need help locating.
Their authorities need your help locating a 16-year-old boy last seen leaving his home yesterday in the Mount Washington neighborhood.
According to a press release from the Eau Claire Police Department, they're looking for Colin Robadek. He has reportedly not been in contact with family or friends. He is 6'1", 190 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and sweatpants. Eau Claire police also report he left riding a dark gray Trek bike.
That was the longest video ever. That gave me a million hours to search information. Penguin says it's pronounced Eau Claire, like O. Okay, Eau Claire. It's just so just difference in the way you pronounce stuff. Because like in Australia, the way you pronounce like the certain ways our vowels or connected letters are pronounced, it automatically triggers a different way of pronouncing for us. So like, when you have like an E and an A and a U near each other, it's pronounced slightly differently to the way you guys pronounce it. We pronounce it with a different emphasis on different letters. So oftentimes it screws me up when I'm trying to read different town names or last names or something. And you guys are like, that's not how you pronounce it. And I'm like, that's how we're taught to do it down here. But I just got to mimic the way it's done over there, and just so once I hear it, I can just mimic that same sound, if that makes sense. All right. Let's see. Taylor and Tasha Roy, ABC 13 Houston, 3 hours ago. Let's have a look.
A couple is facing charges for allegedly recording inappropriate videos of young girls at public places throughout the Woodlands and Spring.
Yeah, we know this includes the Woodlands Mall and Six Flags Hurricane Harbor. Authorities raided their home in Shenandoah yesterday, and according to Montgomery County Precinct 3 constables, ABC 13's Alex Bozargian joins us live from the Woodlands Mall. And Alex, are authorities looking for even more victims?
Eric, they are, and that's the most important part of this story. Authorities believe that Taylor and Tasha Roy were victimizing dozens of young girls, some as young as 10 years old, recording private parts of their bodies without them knowing. Some of those recordings taken right inside here at the Woodlands Mall. Investigators also tell us that Taylor Roy was a security guard here, but even more shocking, they say he was a youth tennis coach. An online tip with a disturbing video attached led Montgomery County Constable Precinct 3 detectives here. Taylor and Tasha Roy allegedly found inside this Shenandoah home with 23 video files, all of them of young girls and recorded in secret.
I mean, I've got children of my own, one of which rides the bus with their eldest every afternoon, walks home from the bus stop with her, and I was frightened. I mean, what's going on inside of that house?
According to investigators, the couple recorded their victims at places like Six Flags Hurricane Harbor and the Woodlands Mall. Court documents say one video shows a girl as young as 14 in a Forever 21 dressing room. The young female was completely naked from the waist up.
I'm angry. I'm angry. If I found out that something like this happened to my own children, I don't even know what I would do.
According to the documents, in one video found, Taylor Roy pans up to his own face. Before it ends, he shifts the camera to close in on a young female's buttocks. Then the video ends. Taylor was allegedly wearing his mall security guard uniform at the time. Detectives were able to verify his identity. How much did you really know about them?
Nothing. Never saw them. They would never come outside.
We did knock on the door of the home listed on the arrest warrant. A woman answered and told us the couple wasn't home and that she wouldn't comment on the allegations. Both Taylor and Tasha Roy were arrested and charged with the felony offense of invasive visual recording.
They're living right underneath your noses. There's monsters everywhere. You never know it. They can seem like perfectly normal people. They can look like perfectly normal people, and they're not.
What do we say in true crime? It's not the people that look like the monsters you have to worry about. They're the ones that you can see. It's the ones that look like everyday people are the ones that you have to worry about. We say that all the time in true crime. All the time. And it's the ones that blend in. It's the ones that look like your neighbor. It's the ones that, are the family man or the family woman. It's the ones that you think are the upstanding person in society. They're the dangerous ones, not the ones that you can visually see. Those ones, are obvious. It's the ones that fly under the radar, just like these two. I wanted to bring something up. that must have been very scary for that woman to be, to have young teenage kids, especially girls, living across the road from them. But I wanted to bring up a sort of context point. He was a security guard, right? It sucks to have this story come out this week after we had such a heroic story come out of two security guards in Sydney who tried to stop the stabbing attack. They are hailed as heroes down here and have been in the papers all week about what a great job they did. They put their life on the line. One of them lost their lives, right? One of them lost their life trying to protect a woman. He was trying to protect women from being stabbed, and he lost his life. His first week on the job, he'd only been working there for 1 week, and he lost his life in the stabbing attack at Bondi. And then we have to read about something like this. Someone who does not protect the public. Someone who, does the opposite of being security. I would say he is the opposite of a security guard. The exact opposite. Doesn't keep people safe. He victimizes people. And he should never be anywhere near a security, police, anything to do with safety ever again in his lifetime. I mean, to do that to little girls, you're going to break their confidence, probably of their self-esteem and the way they feel about themselves. And especially girls at that age, they're really at a really funny point in their lives, especially with the way they view themselves. The way they see themselves as like, do I look nice or whatever? You're going to crush them by if they ever find out that they were videotaped in this way, you're going to kill their self-confidence. And they're going to need like years of help to find that self-esteem again. And that's really part of the victimization here for those girls that he victimized. It really sucks because they already have enough to deal with societal norms of what is pretty or how to fit in at school or how to be one of the cool kids or something like that. They already have enough to deal with at that age, and they don't need this disgusting old man. He is an old man. No 13-year-old wants to be anywhere near this guy. It could be their dad. Yeah, I think it's horrible. And the victimization of those little girls. See, young girls at Forever 21, they're probably at Forever 21 getting their first different dresses and, like for whatever, like different events in the school year or going out on the weekend with their friends or whatever. And yeah, it's really horrible. Did they name how old their victims were? Did we see something? I think I saw it in a different article. Hold on. Where's Click to Houston? Here. Did we get a here. Records show the victims' ages are believed to be ranged from 11 to 16 years of age. Investigators described the videos to be of the girls shopping and the perpetrator recording under their skirts without them noticing. So like on the escalators or, things like that. There was a guy, I don't know if anyone saw the video. There was a guy in Target who was actually filming under a girl's back of her skirt. And a lady was live streaming in the store in the Target, and she noticed it, and she's like, "Hey, stop it! Get your phone out from her, like under her." And he freaked out, like he's like, "Oh my God!" And she was recording the whole time. I don't know if anyone else has seen that video of that guy that was upskirting a girl in Target. Let's see if I can find it to show you. Target. Upskirt arrest. Here. WVAL. WVAL. That's Alabama, right? AL, Alabama. By the way, trigger warning, please. Trigger warning. I know this might be sensitive to some people. Some people who are, like maybe sexual assault survivors or whatever. Please, just be careful.
Excuse me, what are you doing? No, I just saw you put that underneath her dress.
New tonight, a peeping Tom caught on camera in a Target, leaving shoppers on high alert.
Oh my goodness, this happened at the Target in Greenville. Can you imagine seeing that? WRAL's Julian Grace joining us live tonight. Julian, police offered some simple advice about how to handle something like that.
They did, Lena. You know, I spoke to a security expert who has more than 30 years worth of experience, and he says it's important for all of us to stay in the moment, know our surroundings, and even know when someone is getting too close.
Customer catches customer being violated. Police say the man in this video is 21-year-old Thomas Ryan Elliott. Detectives say he's seen placing his cell phone on the floor and under a woman's dress at a Target in Greenville. And then he's immediately called out by a customer.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
After we watched this video, we asked people who shop their thoughts.
I don't think it surprises me because of what we read on the news or hear from friends and family.
So why did the customer record it? Because she was aware and she felt that Elliott was up to something because she watched him follow her around the store.
I just saw you put that underneath her dress, and you were following me over in the children's section.
Tonight, I talked to a security expert about how to protect yourself. Step 1, always have a security plan when entering a business. Know where the exits are and where security is located. Also,
I kind of want to know why that lady, if she had a suspicion that he was up to no good, why did she not sort of interrupt him before he took the phone out or before he slid the phone under her? But it was almost like she wanted to catch him in the act. I mean, I guess that's the way you get charges. You got to catch someone doing the crime to actually get them charged with something. So maybe that's why, but maybe it would have saved that girl a little bit of embarrassment. Oh yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh. Okay. Moonlight View says a local gym owner got busted for recording. It was the second gym owner that's happened with locally. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need something to prosecute. Target has good cameras too. Okay. Yeah, I know, but I wondered like why she didn't save that girl from being a victim. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe if she knew that's sort of what he was going to do. I just, the poor girl, she now has to be like, oh my God, that guy had a camera up my ass. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know he can't be arrested for that. I know. Yeah, I get it. I feel bad for that girl, because she wouldn't have known what the hell was going on. She just was like, why is this lady screaming? She's like, what happened? What's going on? Man, he's so brazen in that video, though. That's what gets me. He's so brazen with her. Like, he knew there was a woman right there, like, just down the aisle, and he still tried it on. Like, he still tried it on. He still got his phone out and tried to slide it under her butt. Like, what the hell? So brazen. Danny Mitchell says, I like how she says, excuse me, not from my neighborhood. Danny, would they just pull out a gun and execute them from your neighborhood? Yeah, stick F, yeah, 100%. I heard something up here. Oh, not that one. This one. Nanalana said, Ping, I read that man in the mall stabbing who tried to stop the criminal has been given Australian citizenship. He is a French national, and what I understand is that I hadn't heard that anything official had happened, just that the Prime Minister had said that we would love for him, if he wants to be here, he's welcome to be in Australia and, be a citizen if that's what he wants, because Australia rewards people for doing the right thing. And he did that. He stood up for Australian citizens, even though he's visiting our country, and he did the right thing by being very brave. So, yeah, I don't know if they have actually done anything official yet, but the Prime Minister did say that if he wanted to be here, they would do everything they could to make it easy for him to get citizenship as a reward for his bravery. Danny Mitchell says, not blaming victim, but girl needs situational awareness. I mean, I feel like if you were a woman, wouldn't you just be effing tired all the time of being on your guard constantly? Oh, I can't bend over in case someone sticks a phone under my butt. I can't tie my shoe because someone might upskirt me. I can't walk up an escalator because someone might, take photos of me. Oh, I can't go for a run because someone might murder me. I can't, go out to have a drink, at night because someone might date rape me. I mean, it must be absolutely effing tiring to be a woman. I mean, it really must. I can't imagine what it's like to be on your guard constantly, 24 hours a day for your entire life. Like, it must be difficult. I don't have any, right. Penguin says she has a right to live her life and get stuff from a low shelf. Yeah, the only person to blame here is not the victim, the perpetrator. Moonlight View says, yes, it's a lifelong target on us ladies and girls. It's more highlighted in Australia right now because of the poor women who were attacked while jogging down here, and I think it's only a small part of it, but they're saying, because in Australia right now we've just changed to no daylight saving, so the sun is setting earlier in the day. Soon it'll go dark here at about 5:30 in the afternoon or early evening. And a lot of girls like to jog, right? A lot of girls like to get out there and jog and stay fit or whatever. But apparently a lot of women stop jogging in winter because they don't have any daylight. And, they work, they might get off at 5 o'clock or whatever. And by the time they get home and put on their running shoes, they can't go out because it's dark. And they were saying that a lot of women change the way they live their life in winter because of the constant fear of being attacked while they're jogging. And they're saying it's a huge problem because how is it that women are not allowed to take in the same exercise in winter that men do? And men just go out there, it's just dark, I'll just put a thing on my head, a torch on my face, and I'll go jogging for 4 hours at 7:30 or like 5 a.m. in the morning or whatever. They're allowed to do that. Yeah, there was a big article about it the other day in Australian newspaper. I had no idea. I didn't know it was that bad. Kathy Lynch said there was a mass shooting prevented. Did you see that story? A mass shooting? Let me have a look, my lovely friend. A mass shooting prevented. Anytime we can have a mass shooting prevented, I'm happy. Mass shooting prevented. Was it in the US or in Australia? Oh, the high school kid? In Maryland? Teenager accused of plotting a school shooting, 129-page document. Wow, so they discovered the document and they were able to arrest him before he could do it. Wow, that is really lucky. Yeah, I can show you a little bit about it.
According to police charging documents, the suspect has been in and out of mental institutions. Someone who received treatment with him alerted Baltimore police, who then contacted Montgomery County authorities.
It definitely worries me on what might happen tomorrow or the day after that.
I think it's a very scary thing to happen, knowing that we went to school with this person.
Student reaction to one of their classmates under arrest for making threats of a mass school shooting. Police identify the suspect as 18-year-old Alex Yee, a transgender Asian male. Authorities say he wrote a manifesto about committing mass shootings at Wooten High School, where he had attended online, and Lakewood, his former elementary school. Yee writes that the book is fiction. However, police, school counselors, and confidential witnesses say it mirrors Lee's life.
I think the best way that I deal with it is to see the counselors because they always have the best advice.
According to police charging documents, the suspect was hospitalized in 2022 for threatening to shoot up a school, homicidal and suicidal thoughts. Police say he was released in January 2023, but was still preoccupied with self-harming, school shootings, and explosives. The 129-page book included writings that said, "I want to shoot up a school. I've been preparing for months. The gun is an AR-15. This gun is going to change lives tomorrow." He further states, "As I walk through the hallways, I cherry-pick the classrooms that are the easiest targets. I need to figure out how to sneak the gun in. I have contemplated making bombs. The instructions to make them are surprisingly available online. I have also considered shooting up my former elementary school because little kids make easier targets. The high school's the best target. I'm the most familiar with the layout. I pace around my room like an evil mastermind. I've put so much effort into this. My ultimate goal would be to set the world record for the most amount of kills in a shooting. If I have time, I will try to decapitate my victims with a knife to turn the injuries into deaths."
Thank God that nothing happened. Hopefully this kid can, find the help that he needs so that he can get better.
Montgomery County school officials say Yee has not physically attended school since 2022. He's been taking online classes. Montgomery County investigators plan to hold a news conference on this case Friday morning. Reporting from Towson.
What day is it today? It's Friday, right? Didn't they say they just planned to do a press conference Friday morning? Oh, okay. It's in the description here. A potential catastrophic event was prevented, according to the Montgomery County Police Chief Marcus Jones said during a news conference on Friday. "We prevented this from even sort of getting to the next level and prevented it from happening." The investigation began after a person contacted police in the Baltimore area saying he had met the teen in a psychiatric facility. The person alerted authorities to the teen's writings, which were labeled a fictional account by their author, according to the court records. But investigators wrote that they believe the document was based on the teen's life, not entirely fictional. The writings, which the teen called a memoir, spanned 129 pages and included an account of a character who plans a school shooting but is ultimately taken into law enforcement custody, then receives psychiatric treatment. So exactly what happened to him. He predicted his own future. I mean, sorry, it's not funny. It's not, school shootings are not funny. But the document opened with a disclaimer calling it a work of fiction. I don't think you can just put something as a disclaimer and be like, "Oh, this is a work of fiction, and then I went yesterday and I shot up the school." I don't think it works like that. Just because you say it's a disclaimer doesn't make it not real. Police later obtained a search warrant, uncovered internet searches, drawings, and documents related to the threats of mass violence. Some recent searches include queries about gun ranges, prison sentences, and a long list of past school shootings, according to the court documents. Social media messages and posts by the teen also reference a desire to become famous by committing a school shooting. I don't even know where to go with this except for far out. Here's a photo of the kid, apparently. Alex Ye. He needs to go back to that facility for a very long time and needs to be understood that he's possibly very dangerous, even in a facility. He could hurt people at the facility too. I have no idea, Kathy. He needs to be under watch for a long time until they can prove that those type of intrusive thoughts to hurt other people are no longer a part of his life or his mind. What are we talking about? Sienna says, "I don't know how I would ever get comfortable wearing one. That would just be way too foreign for me." I don't know what we're talking about. Hold on. I'll read that in a second. I just want to... A giant hand cannon. In Arizona, Jojo, a lot of the mums have guns. Okay. At an estate sale, 4 guns, all on young mums. I guess they're scared of being attacked, and they think, "Hey, if I've got a giant gun, people will see it and stay away from me." Yeah, guns. I gotcha. JS the Cat says, if you see something, say something. A perfect example of how this can prevent tragic events. Yeah, that person from Baltimore who had the state of mind to think, hey, something is not okay. I need to call this in and have it investigated. A really big, bravo to that person. 100% bravo. I mean, that person needs a lot of recognition for what they've done. The fact that they were also in a psychiatric facility shows you the different levels of people that get help and then come out, right? That person obviously got some help, came out, and knows right from wrong. And then you have someone like Alex here who wanted to come out of his facility and then hurt people. Still not apparently okay. So, yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, all right. Let's see what else we have here for you. I hope you're all having a great Friday night. Let me see if I can find. So someone was asking me what's a breaking story in Australia. Right now, I don't think we have anything. Oh, yes, I do. Hold on. I do have some more information about. Do you remember I told you about another lady who died from mushrooms? Her autopsy was completed yesterday. Her autopsy showed no signs of any reason why she should have died. What does that tell us? That tells us that we're going to have to wait for toxicology. We're going to have to wait for toxicology. Apparently, they did the autopsy. They found no reason why she should have passed away or should have had a heart attack. So they're going to look into toxicology and blood samples, and it could take a while. So it could take up to 8 months to know why she died. So it's going to be a while. It's going to be a little while, apparently. Sorry, hold on. What the hell? A Texas woman has been charged after allegedly shooting her husband when she discovered him with another woman. Hold on, let's go to KBTX. I like to go to the news source for it. It'll be better. Let's go to here. Report reveals why woman allegedly shot her husband. The Bryan Police Department is investigating a shooting that occurred Tuesday morning in a residential area. It happened in the 4500 block of Woodbend Drive between Creekwood Drive and Conquest Circle. According to the arrest report released on Wednesday, Stephanie Arevalo shot her husband in the leg after he was allegedly caught cheating. She also threatened to shoot the other woman, who was also at the house. The report says after shooting him, she called 911 and waited for officers to get there. What a polite lady. She reportedly told police her husband deserved it, and she knew she was going to jail. Okay, she knew she was like, I'm sick of putting up with his crap. I'm going to shoot him, and then I'm going to go to jail for a while, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the consequences of my actions. I like that. She was like, sure, take me to jail. Stephanie was arrested and charged with aggravated assault / family violence with a deadly weapon. Okay, look, we shouldn't make light of DV related crimes, even when it happens to men. It's wrong. You shouldn't hurt anyone in a relationship. I just found it funny how assertive she was about how she just knew she was going to jail. She was like, yes, I would like to go to jail, please. I've shot my husband because he's a cheating dog. Thanks. Pick me up at my house. She seemed very intent on just being okay about going to prison. No. I don't want to know any more sushi. No sushi. No, I don't want to know. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to know anybody that died a horrible death. No thanks. No bueno. No thank you. I'm just trying to see if I wanted to find more about these people. Hold on. 37 minutes ago, we had another update about this couple. Another update? Hold on. What's the update? No, there is no update. We already saw this. Yeah, no. It's all right. We already read all of this. Hold on. Let's like Taylor. Let's look up Tash Roy. I want to look it up on Twitter for a second. See what I can get. Oh, yay! Twitter gave back my tick. Thanks, Twitter. They took away my tick the other day for some reason. I logged in and I had no more check mark, and then I emailed them and they finally gave it back today. KHOU. Let's have a look at KHOU. KHOU is
Disturbing
pretty good for
story in Montgomery
Houston.
County.
I don't want to play the video. I just want to see if there's any more information. The Shenandoah home, after investigators said they were creating videos of underage girls with hidden cameras. Yep, we know that.
Medical expenses are piling up for a 10-year-old boy who was shot on a
What?
playground in Northeast.
All right, shush. This is interesting here. I saw something about CPS. According to records, the couple has a child of their own who was placed in the care of family members. CPS said it's investigating along with law enforcement. That's very disturbing that they have a child. I hope their child was not a part. Well, that's an awful thing to say, but I hope their child wasn't part of the videos or that they uploaded online. It says, be cautious of your surroundings your children are in. We don't want them living in a police state, but we do want them to be cautious and aware, according to the sheriff. Anyone who thinks their child could be a victim is asked to call Montgomery County Precinct 3, Constable Ryan Gable's office at 281-364-4211 and ask to speak with a detective. So there you go. They're each on 30 grand bond, and they've got additional charges pending at this time. And I would love to say, investigators said they were working from a tip when they found out Taylor Roy was working as a security guard at the Woodlands Mall. Whoever found the profile where they were selling the videos and then called in the tip to the police, what a great person. Thank you. Another case of see something and report it. What a great person. Was able to go, hey, something about this is a little gross. Let me call this in and get it investigated. That is a great thing, because it obviously came from an online person, because they had to track from the profile, like we read before. They found the profile which said, what was it, like $30 for all 12 videos or something, or $5 a video. And then they found the IP address and they worked backwards and they got the Gmail and the Yahoo. Then they tied it all together and got an arrest warrant. Found out the employment of the security guard. So another case of someone doing the right thing. You know, it concerns me that how much the Sebastian Rogers coverage has died off over the last, like, I don't know, 2 weeks. Let me type his name into Google. Sebastian Rogers. So the last article I can see was a couple of days ago, and it says Seth, his father, biological father, has hired 2 private investigators and calls for the FBI to take over the case. I think that is a fairly good call. I think that would be a wise idea at this point. I think it needs some more specialist input from a higher federal authority. You know, it's been 51 days, or probably more like 54 now, or like 53, 54. And we don't have any clue where Sebastian is. Not any viable lead. There is no viable leads according to the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. None. If this is already a cold case, then you need to hand that over to a bigger, like the FBI or something, because 15-year-old kid just doesn't disappear for almost 2 months. That's ridiculous. And you're saying that you have no viable leads of where he is. That is stupid. I mean, it's crazy to me. The 15-year-old doesn't just disappear when he has no sense of direction. The kid has no sense of direction. He only knows how to get to his dad's property because he's been there like a million times, and his stepfather would show him, like, we turn left here, we turn right here, we turn left here, we go straight, we turn left here, we go right here, and he memorized that. But a lot of the other places he goes to, he has no idea how to get there. But his mom said he only knows how to get to like 4 different places, and that's all. So unless he's at any of those other 4 places or on the route to get there, then as far as I'm concerned, it's suspicious. It's suspicious that he's not somewhere locally and they haven't found him. I showed you the map of the search area. They have just searched every little inch of anywhere in about a 50-mile radius of his home has been just searched with everything: people, horses, motorbike, aircraft, drones, FLIR cameras, helicopters, like everything. They've just thrown everything they can at it, and they have come up with not much. Not much. Very, very little. Now, is that Sumner County's issue? Is the TBI? I don't know. I'm not a cop. I have no idea. But if you get to this stage, maybe it would be good to get some more expert advice from the FBI. Maybe the TBI can ask for some help and ask to bring in the federal, like, over the top. I like the TBI. They've done some great work. I said that the other night. They actually worked on a different case that we were following, and they solved it in like 2 weeks. They got it done. People arrested, in jail, gone. Like, they work really hard. I know the TBI do a great job, but maybe the TBI and the FBI can work together. Maybe they just need to take it out of the local hand or something. We need more information. Got to find him, right? Got to bring him home. Hey, Clayton Judd, how are you? Clayton says, I have confidence in the TBI. Hopefully they could well, maybe they can take over the full lead of it and just work on it, like, without any other interference. Then they can just be the lead agency. Jojo says, start from the beginning, talk to every teacher from kindergarten to now. Teachers could be the key to solving it. That's 11 people if he wasn't in a self-contained class for 2 years at a time. Maybe. I would like to speak about that, but maybe not yet. I do think there's something wrong. There's something wrong here. There's something we're not that we're missing, because I think we can all see it. We just don't have enough pieces of the puzzle to really go after some people. Does that make sense? I feel like we're really close, but we're missing that piece of information or evidence or something to really know what happened to Sebastian. And we're sort of not quite there yet. And it would be nice if this was going a little faster. I think we'd all love more information about Sebastian. There's something wrong in this whole thing. The problem is there's been so much mud that's been put into this. There's abuse allegations and this and there's that. Oh, he doesn't like shoes and his shoes come off and it's this and it's that and it's talking and everyone's talked and been on YouTube channels on every night on 3 different channels, and they say 20 different things, and then we all stir it around and then it gets mixed up and then they make an article about it. It has muddied the water completely, and I wonder if that is either hurting or harming in finding Sebastian? To me, I think it may be a little bit of both. Some of it is keeping his name out there, and some of it is just there's so much minutia and tidbits of this and that. I feel like it's distracting from actually finding Sebastian. Danny Mitchell says all parents suck, in my opinion. Me too, Danny. Me too. All parents suck. When you come from being a child in the system with no parents, I have that same opinion. So it's it's life for some of us, unfortunately, that we don't have parents or whatever. All right. I don't think I have. We can watch all right. Let's watch the little video. So I can have a drink. Hold on.
Well, it's been 51 days since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his Sumner County home.
The sheriff's office there telling Fox 17 News they've had no viable leads to finding the boy with autism. And now Sebastian's father is making a public plea for the FBI to take over this case.
There's even a petition now. Fox 17 News' investigative reporter, Kelly Avellino, you've been following this case since the beginning. So what can you share with us this Wednesday morning?
Well, this has been a devastating, traumatic, and certainly frustrating experience for Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. He has taken off work every single day since Sebastian went missing to help search for him, and still there has been no trace of his son. Sebastian is believed to have walked off from his home in the Shackle Island community of Sumner County in the middle of the night back on February 25th. That, according to his mother and stepfather, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. But now Seth Rogers has launched an online petition calling for the FBI to come in and take the lead on this case and to investigate it as a criminal matter as well. Take a look. Seth Rogers writes here, "We want the FBI to take over the investigation of the case of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers from Sumner County Sheriff's Office. It has been 50 days since Sebastian has gone missing. No scent trail from dogs, no video footage of Sebastian leaving his mother's house, yet no criminal investigation at all by."
That will always be the main point for me, that there's no proof of life after that front door. There's no proof of life once, like, they said, oh yeah, he left this property or whatever. Show me something that says he's out there. Something, a video, anything. Show me anything that says he's out there. Not this like, oh, a dog might have hit on the retention pond or whatever. I don't care about that. Those dogs can be a little up and down. One dog can hit, another one can't. I don't care if 4 hit in the same place. It could mean he just went to that place like the day before. Who knows? Show me some real proof of life that he's out there. That's what I want to see. I want to see some sort of proof of life that Sebastian's like left that property. A camera, CCTV, something that shows he made it somewhere. And I think that's what, we haven't seen anything like that. Although we saw that stupid torch video and then they're like, oh, it's a garbage truck or something. Like, everyone was like, oh my God, it's 2 people and they have torches and they're walking around. And then we heard it's like, what was it, a garbage truck or it's a vehicle or something? It wasn't even torches. It ended up being nothing, a giant nothing. It ended up being nothing related. James Avery says if the FBI wants to take a case, they would. Yeah, they just go shwink. They have the overruling authority on just about everything, so they could if they wanted to. I think they don't like dabbling into other. When there's a live investigation, they don't like to. They don't like to interfere unless they have to. And maybe it's just not at that point yet where they feel like they have to throw their weight around. Because, I think they like to keep good relationships with the different, states and local police departments because they all work together in the end. So Penguin said some suggested he was getting the garage or do you mean garbage out? And was hit by the garbage truck. It's an interesting theory. I don't know if I've heard that exact one. I heard something about a garbage truck, but at this stage, I'll take anything. I'll take anything that could explain where he is. But they looked everywhere. They went to that garbage location, remember? They went to that Seminole County searches landfill. They searched that landfill, remember, for like 2 days. Here, 7th of March. They searched that landfill. Oh, I don't have a thing. I thought this had the photo for it. Kentucky with this search. Hold on. I think we can get a better photo. Come on.
Crews are at a Kentucky landfill still in Sumner County almost 2 weeks ago.
We do want to stress there is no evidence that Sebastian is at the Madisonville.
They say they have not found a single camera that's captured any sign of Sebastian since he disappeared. And they say search crews haven't turned up any trace either. Crews scaled back their search earlier this week to focus more on an investigation into the circumstances surrounding his disappearance.
Yeah, so yeah, they searched that landfill. They do, a lot of them do now to stop from hurting people accidentally with the grabber and from reversing into people and stuff. Clayton Judd said the 3-hour phone call between the mum and dad is sus. Who talks for that long on the phone? No one. No one. No one these days. I think back in the 2000s, I used to talk to, girlfriends and things like that, because that's all we had was text messaging and phone calls. But these days, everyone just text messages or, that's what you do. You're like, oh, I'm coming home for dinner. Okay, what time? 6 p.m.? Oh, great. Can you pick up some milk and some bread on the way home? Yeah, great. I could do that. Like, no one talks on the phone very much anymore. Could have. People are not perfect, so nothing on any cameras. Nothing. You and your daughter? But that's the only person. Yeah, it's not as common as it used to be. But hey, I don't know. Maybe they got some sort of weird relationship where they have 3 hours worth of phone sex or something, and they're like, that's how they, do their long distance relationship while he's out at work or something. Maybe they just didn't want to say it. They're like, hey, we don't want to tell the whole world that we're getting, freaky on the phone. Yeah, I think that we have to put a lot of the things about the timeline, like there's no concrete timeline. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no concrete timeline for Sebastian Rogers, and I don't believe there is. I don't believe any of the information we've been giving is 100% good, and until we actually get something solid that shows us and can give us like a point in the timeline, like, look, here's Sebastian at 2:34 a.m. in the morning or something, then you can say, okay, this is where our timeline starts right here. But right now, it's just different people's opinions and information we're getting from different people. So I don't believe any of the timeline is correct at the moment. She lives in Wales and you're in Scotland. That's a bit of a distance away, isn't it? I hope you guys get to see each other every now and then. Maria says growing up, the phone was attached to the wall in the kitchen. Did you have one of those long phone cords like you see in the USA movies? They weren't very popular in Australia, those super long phone cords, but in every sitcom from America, they always had one in the kitchen that you could take into the lounge room and things like that. You're always listening in the background. Well, Clayton, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Jessica said it's a very bizarre disappearance. If I believed in alien abductions, this is what it would look like. Yeah, it's hard to know. It's just hard. I hate these kind of missing people cases where you just can't get any kind of traction. You can't get any information or like verifiable sightings and things like that. They're extremely hard. Let's see. Let's see if we can get another story before we wrap up for the night. Oh, yes, I have an update about Sade. Remember Sade, the woman that was murdered in Milwaukee? They've found more of her remains, they think. Hold on. I'm going to pick that up. They've found more of her. Apparently, some of her body parts have washed up. Hold on, guys. Not this one.
Heartbreaking, because that could have been me.
Angela Buchanan says she was walking here the night before Robinson's remains were discovered. The 19-year-old's torso and arm were found by another person Thursday. Investigators believe the body parts washed up along this part of Lake Michigan. Police searched the area, and later in the day, Robinson's family, joined by volunteers, looked up and down the shoreline, making sure no part of Robinson was left behind. While 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson, the man who allegedly killed and dismembered Robinson on their first date, is in custody facing homicide charges. The fact that her remains are being found around the county has residents concerned about what they might uncover while out on a walk.
I do hope that they're able to find the rest of her remains just so that the family can have a proper burial for her and they can have some closure. But it doesn't make it any easier when people all over Milwaukee are, finding those parts.
Yeah, so they believe they found more of her, which... What did he do to her? Did he spend, so, if you don't remember, they actually went out to dinner. They met around 5:30 in the evening. They went to a place that he used to work at, Maxwell used to work at. They went out for dinner, met at this seafood restaurant. Then they went to a bar, had a couple of drinks. Then they went back to Maxwell's property. The Life 360 app that she had on Sade's phone and his phone show that everything seemed to be okay, nothing out of the ordinary until about 9:30. And then everything started to change. And then by about midnight, 1 o'clock, the phones started moving again. Something was odd. Then they started moving around different parts of Milwaukee and Wisconsin, and they ended up in the places where her car was found, torched with human remains in it, where they found her leg. Sorry, I don't know if there was human remains in the car. My bad. They found her leg nearby on that beach, and they found a blanket that had her face on it, not too far away from where the car was found. And her family actually found that while they were searching for her. I mean, that must have broke them when they found that blanket. It must have been like a childhood kind of like a hope chest type thing where, they put those things in it when they're young. And it must have been like a blanket that had her photo on it and probably her birthday or something. And then now they've been finding, they say they believe they found her torso. More human remains. I think they said they found a torso and an arm. Let's see. Must be on the other link. More body parts located. And they did shortly after 7:30 a.m. Thursday, a person walking along a remote tree-lined stretch of the beach in South Milwaukee discovered an arm and a torso, the sheriff's office released in a news release. But that's all. They're still missing parts of her, unfortunately. I don't know how much we're missing. I think they're missing another leg, another arm, and maybe her actual skull. I think they've still got a few things they haven't been able to locate. So that must be very painful for her family, knowing that, she's out there still. How do you bury someone when you don't have them all? And do you even have a burial? Or do you hold out hope that you might get all of her back? You know, is that what you do? Do you wait? How long do you wait? Do you wait a year? Do you wait a month? That must be the agonizing questions that her family have to go through. And then now they have to go to court and see her murderer every single day. Very hard case. She was a self-made lady. She was very hardworking. Sade was very hardworking, as where Maxwell was a nepo baby who did fuck all with his life and, you know, potted around and lived off daddy's money. As where she was a hardworking girl who was going to school, had 2 jobs, you know, tried her hardest, and, you know, he ran into this idiot, ended up dead. Ugh, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, there's footage of him. I think we showed it when we did his trial. Not his trial, but, like, his arrest. When they arrested him, I think we showed the footage of him on the bus, and they had a side by side of him on the bus with, and I if you don't have the affidavit, it's on my Twitter at Nights with Ping. The arrest affidavit from Maxwell Anderson is on my Twitter if you need it. Maxwell. Let me see if I can show you the bus footage. Actually, this is interesting. I'll show you this. I haven't seen this video myself.
Video that investigators say shows Sade Robinson's car driving away from Maxwell Anderson's home the night he killed her.
Now, this new video comes after more body parts were found today along Lake Michigan. CBS 58's Adam Reif live in studio to break down the new information for us. Adam?
New video from the night of the murder, new body parts discovered. And today we also heard from Maxwell Anderson's family for the very first time. This all comes as Sade Robinson's family plans a public vigil to honor her. Here's the new video. Prosecutors say that's Sade Robinson's car. The home security video shows the car heading south down the alley that leads away from Maxwell Anderson's garage. The video is timestamped at 12:47 a.m. in the early morning hours of April 2nd, roughly 3 hours after Anderson and Robinson arrived at his home. In the video, the car turns west. From there, investigators say Anderson went to Warnemont Park and locations in Milwaukee to dispose of her body parts. According to cell phone data and more surveillance video, they believe Anderson killed Robinson sometime between arriving at his house and leaving Warnemont Park. More body parts were found early Thursday morning when someone walking along a beach in South Milwaukee discovered Robinson's torso and arm had washed ashore. Angela Buchanan lives nearby.
I mean, I can't imagine what Sade's family is going through. Nobody will ever be able to understand that. You can't ever relate to that. But just knowing that this happened so close to home is such a hard thing.
The torso and arm were found several miles south of where Robinson's leg was first found on the beach near Warnemont Park. Memorial flowers were left at the gate Anderson crashed through the night of the murder. Sade's name had been spray painted in the sand by supporters. But more body parts are still missing.
I do hope that they're able to find the rest of her remains just so that the family can have a proper burial for her. And
he also drove her car, I'm pretty sure, back to her property. Must have found it from going through her purse and her driver's license or something. And I think he actually drove past her place too. I think he was wondering, like, what am I going to do with her body? I know Angela said he had a grave dug in his garden. I wonder why he didn't use it. Then he drove past her property. I wonder if he almost was going to dump her back in her apartment and then leave and lock her in there. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know why he didn't end up doing that either. Then he thought the best idea was to dump her all around Milwaukee and just dump her remains in different locations. Didn't stop him from being caught, because the more he moved around, the more they had to track, and the more he tied himself to the murder. We talk about smart criminals. He might be the smartest. Danny Mitchell says, I'm unsubscribed again. I give up, Danny. I give up. I give up. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't think we're ever going to get to 1,000. I don't know what's going on. YouTube, fix your crap. Okay, I know it's bizarre. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know why they've got such issues. Our subscriber count keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down. We lose 10, we gain 5. We lose 15, we gain 30. It's up and down. It's mental. And then people keep saying they're unsubscribed, and then they come back, and then they subscribe again, and then a week later they're unsubscribed. Like, why are they forcibly unsubscribing people from my channel? Yes, there was ex-girlfriends that came out into the media and spoke about what he was like, saying he was quite violent. He has previous arrests for, I would call it domestic violence. Yeah, violence against women. So yeah, has a history. Let me just tidy up my links for a second so we can not go crazy. All right. All right, there we go. That's better. Yeah. I don't know. I wish I had more about it. Here, let's see here. Any new information on here about Sade? So they had a memorial service for her. They described her as a loving daughter, a cherished sister, and a dear friend to many. Sade Robinson, originally from Mississippi, was about to graduate from Milwaukee Area Technical College and to pursue a career in criminal justice. That is cruel irony. Cruel irony that she was going to pursue a career in criminal justice. Well, I hope we can get justice for Sade, criminal justice for her now. They said that her family said the pain of losing Sade has left a void in the hearts of her family, especially her grieving mother and little sister, along with other relatives, friends, and the entire community who loved her and supported her. As we come together to honor Sade's memory, we aim to provide her with a dignified farewell she deserves. I wish nothing but the best for her family and wish them all the strength in the world in going to trial against Maxwell Anderson. I hope he changes his mind and pleads guilty and saves the family a whole bunch of crap of going to trial. I really do. Yeah. I think we've bored everyone enough for the night. What time is it? 2:25. It's about 12:30 at night. Almost 1 a.m. I think we've done a almost 2-hour live show. Trish was not here tonight. She was away. I hope I was able to fill in and give you guys a decent enough show. I'll never be Trish, but hey, I hope it was still entertaining nonetheless. Got to cover a bunch of different stories, including that one out of Texas with that husband and wife who were arrested. I'm just double checking that we've not got any breaking news before we go. I'm just having a quick look, and then I'm going to go chill out and watch some Coachella. I'm going to go watch some different acts that I want to see at Coachella. Let me just double check this source for a second. What? Oh, wow. Apparently there was, in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, Canada, a state of emergency was declared on April 19th due to an uncontrolled fire at an airport near explosive materials with an imminent explosion expected. Wow. I didn't even hear about this. Did it actually explode? A number of explosions have been reported at this Canadian airport. Wow, so there's nothing left of the airport? Yeah, I can show you guys a couple of videos of it. Let's go to raw alerts. Apparently, airport is on fire. Someone said, imagine that, a fire sprinkler system not working. Yeah, it's interesting that it didn't stop the fire. There you go. There's the air. It looks like an air control tower, air traffic tower, just nothing left of it. Still burning. There you go. I didn't even hear about this myself. What's it called? Happy Valley Goose Bay. Let's try and search it. Is it over now? Let's see if we can find anything. It's like an uncontrolled fire. A town in Newfoundland and Labrador has been declared a state of emergency due to an uncontrolled fire burning in the region that has spread to an area containing explosive material. Happy Valley Goose Bay and the Canadian Forces Base in Happy Valley Goose Bay are affected by the state of the emergency. The RCMP said an explosion is expected. The following streets are directly impacted at this time: Halifax Street, Toronto Street, Winnipeg Street, Ottawa Avenue, and London Street. The RCMP said residents are asked to remain at least a kilometre from the area, which can be described as from the end of the airport to the docks, while efforts to extinguish the blaze are underway. Homeowners are asked not to stay at or return to their properties now. The situation is unfolding and updates will be provided when possible, according to the RCMP. Wow, that was it must be like a bushfire that got out of hand. I'm trying to see if we have any more information about it. Hold on, let me just search this Happy Valley, and then this will be the last story we do. I don't see anything else, just that fire is getting close to that explosive material, and they are expecting. Here's a more like
The old airport.
there's the airport on fire. And that looks like, yeah. Wow, there's a lot of smoke everywhere. Wow, that's the flames are very close. And then you have the fire brigade trying to put it out. Hey, it means we're getting close
Seems
to
rather
summer. All right, there we go. There's some more photos for you. People seeing the fires. Angela says 5:26 Saturday morning. All right, guys. No gambler tonight. No, I didn't see him this evening. He may not be well or he's not feeling great. You know, just give him as much space. He might be with family. It is Friday night. He may be having dinner with someone. So that's okay. It's okay. I hope he's okay. You enjoyed it? I'm glad you did. Hi, guys. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me just check. I did see we got an email like a little while ago from someone from the Ko-Fi. So let me just check that. I just don't want to be one of those channels that has to talk about it 10 times a show about donations. Rather just do it at the end. Oh, it was my friend, Peekaboo Cockatiel. Peekaboo Cockatiel, that is extremely kind of you. It's been a really funny couple of weeks with the Ko-Fi and the PayPal thing. I don't know what's going on, but I appreciate everyone who supports the channel. Thank you, Peekaboo. Peekaboo says, thank you for all your hard work and all you do. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. I'll write you a little reply message in a second, okay? And I will get you a thank you note. But thank you to all the people who do support this channel. Yeah, it's very kind of you. The people who like and subscribe, I'm also very thankful to you. What is going on? Okay, it's just an advertisement apparently. Wait, what? That's okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate everyone who turned out tonight for the sort of late show, but a long show. If we get any breaking news in the next few hours, I will come back on. I was planning to do maybe a late show if there was breaking news on a story. We'll see. But I'm going to go for now. Get you guys some rest, and I'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Cold Justice Saturday. We've got I think this is the final episode of the season. episode 9 or 10. I think this is supposed to be the last one. Let me just double check. Cold Justice. Should be episode 9. I think this is the final one. We're almost done with the season. This will be the last one we do. And yeah, should be a good night. I will watch the episode, then jump on, and we'll try and do some background. Sorry about last week. There was no background on that particular episode. Couldn't find anything. Me and Gambler searched for hours looking for it, and we couldn't find anything for you, except for that one. That's all we could find on Mike McEwen. This is like the only thing. We went through all the old newspapers, and there's just not a lot on his murder, unfortunately. It's just not a very well-known case, except if you're from the local town. That's all we could find from, what was it, the year 2000. Yep. So that's it. Hey, I love you all. Thank you to all my great subscribers and supporters of this channel. I could not do it without you. And the people who show up every night or leave a comment or say they're part of the replay crew, you're all equally appreciated. Thanks, everyone. What a great show. See you all later. I'll be back tomorrow night, okay? Peace out, everyone. Bye-bye.